45,000 police officers, 10,000 soldiers, barricades, checkpoints, tracking dogs, and snipers on rooftops. Fortress Paris had been preparing for this moment for 7 years when the French capital was announced as the host of the Olympics.
But overall, it seems like they're really hunkering down in terms of security, which I'm really glad to see, mostly because it is nervous, especially in this current times. There's a lot of opportunity for a potential attack, so glad to see that they're stepping it up.
First, a potential terrorist attack. Islamic radicals have called for attacks during the festivities. These were prevented. For weeks, the services had been conducting raids and arresting suspected terrorists. On the other hand, Paris in recent years has increasingly faced another threat: illegal migrants who until recently occupied almost every square, bridge, and park in the area of the center of the capital. These are people who have also been evicted from various squats in and around Paris. They are also people who, upon arriving directly in Paris, were welcomed on the sidewalk and on the street, and who have never experienced anything other than the street. The services planned and carried out, literally speaking, a cleansing of the streets of Paris. Migrants were caught and displaced outside the city center. This problem has not gone away. Even before the opening of the Olympics, there were thefts involving athletes. Cyclists from Australia lost some of their equipment from a bus parked in front of the hotel. Argentina's soccer players were robbed after training. We're going to see this. These thefts, burglaries, assaults, smashed cars, because this is unfortunately the standard in many countries today. Last weekend, Paris was shaken by the story of the rape of a 25-year-old tourist by several dark-skinned men. The woman took refuge in a bar where one of the attackers came and fled when the witnesses called the police. Given the scale of the influx of migrants into France, and despite everything, the authorities attempt to get it under control. Keep in mind that most of these migrants from Africa and the Middle East do not want to integrate. According to French police figures, there are 150 knife attacks in the country every day. Most are robbery-related. For immigrant gangs, the Olympics could be a vein of gold, literally, worn on fingers, necks, and in ears. What is always essential? First of all, life is always the most important thing. When it comes to knife attackers, there is nothing to discuss. It is necessary not to carry a large amount of money, and if you do, to have it spread out, so that without any problem, any part of it can be handed over right away. And while in the very center of Paris, policemen and the military are present at every turn, in the districts away from the city center, there are far fewer of them. Kamil Czaska, TV Republika.